Hello, welcome to the YouTube channel. This is Ninth Priest, and in today's video, we'll be having a top-down analysis on the dollar index, the euro, the pound, and the gold. Okay, so on the DXY, on the weekly time frame, as you can see on the weekly time frame, we're having internal structures to the downside. Okay, yeah, the weekly time frame, we're having structures to the downside. So when we go down to the daily time frame, we have this one as a breakout structure to the downside. Okay, and we have another breakout structure to the downside with a candle close here. All right. So we had another change of character to the upside here. Okay. And we've mitigated this daily demand. Okay. So we'll be looking for a price to either sweep, mitigate a zone from the 4 hour time frame on the optimal trade entry, like the 70% retracement and then head up. Okay. Or we can also sweep this high, change the character internally, and then move up. So in the 4 hour time frame, we have structure breaks on the 4 hour time frame. All right. So the recent structure break, we're having break of structure to the upside. We change character to the downside, and we're having a closure on the break of structure here. Okay. We have an unmitigated supply zone with a gap. Okay. We didn't quite fill this gap left behind by the market. So the market, the price mitigated this supply zone, and then this was an H4 supply, and price is moving to the downside to break this structure to give us another breakout structure to the downside. So if price breaks this structure to the downside with a candle closer, we'll be waiting for a pullback on this zone to then break a structure again. Okay. So if the price gives us this kind of break next week, we'll be waiting for this supply zone to get mitigated or this to mitigate it. Okay. Then we look for trade on the bearish side. So if the DXY is bearish, the euro two will be bullish. All right. So I had a trade on euro USD on Tuesday. Okay. So let me take you through the trade I took on euro USD. So on euro USD on the 4 hour time frame, we're having, let's go up to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we have this pico structure to the upside here on the daily time frame, and then we have a change of character to the downside. So we have on the high and the low. So this is our range, okay, and we have breakout structure to the upside, fractal breakout structure, which is a 4 hour break, okay. So on that, we go down to the 4 hour time frame. As you can see, we have this 4 hour break to the upside, downside to the downside to the upside, okay. So after that, I move down to the 1 hour time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, as you can see, we are having internal breaks to the upside on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, we have a change of character here internally, and then internal breaks, internal breaks. So I was waiting for this low to get liquidated, tap into this demand zone, and then give me a change of character to the upside, and I take the trade. Okay, so this demand zone was my point of interest. All right, that demand zone was my point of interest. As you can see, price mitigated this demand zone. We didn't fail. Okay, we swept that zone for early buyers. So the price, the market liquidated early buyers, and then we had change of character to the upside. Okay, so after that change of character to the upside, I took my trade here with my stop loss below and my take profits. Okay, this was the trade I took. Actually, this supply zone will cause a reaction, but it couldn't cause that reaction. Okay, so that was my trade. We broke the structure up. Okay, we broke the structure up, and then we had liquidity, liquidity, and then liquidity. So I was waiting for price to mitigate to liquidate either this low and then give me a change of character to the upside. So the change of character happened here. So my trade entry was this. But as you can see, price didn't come back to mitigate my entry and then move without me. So I missed this entry after mitigating this zone and then sweeping it. Okay. So next week, what I'll be looking for on the Euro USD, I'll be looking for this break. So as you can see, we didn't have a closure on the upside. Okay. We didn't have any closure. So hopefully next week we'll have a closure here, and then we will look for this point of entry. Okay. And then this point of interest. Okay. So hopefully price will break and then give an internal break to the upside. Sweep that internal, mitigate this zone and then move up, or either mitigate this zone and then give me a change of character to the upside and then head up. Okay. So this will be my trade idea for next week. Or we'll be having a change of character to the upside on the lower time frame and then we move up. All right. So this is my trade idea for the euro. And then for the pound on the daily time frame, we are bullish on the daily time frame with a closure here. Okay. So this is our trading range on the daily time frame. All right. So on the forward time frame, as you can see, we are bullish on the forward time frame. So the daily, we are bullish on the H4. We are bullish too on the H4. All right. So H4, we're having a closure here to the upside, which signifies bullish breaks. All right. So on the forward time frame, hopefully we'll have a closure here too next week. If not, I'm waiting for price to drop, mitigate this H1 zone, look for a lower time frame confirmation, then buy to the upside. All right. Or if we break and close up here, I'll be looking for this POIs for my trade entries. Okay. So on the 1 hour time frame, As you can see, we're having internal breaks to the downside on the 1 hour time frame. Internal breaks to the downside. So this POI on the pound got mitigated on Tuesday, all right? Then we had a change of character to the upside here. So after that change of character, I was looking for this extreme POI to be mitigated, okay? But price swept this liquidity low. So this POI was of low probability to get mitigated, okay? So the trade idea would have been like this, all right? So I was targeting this extreme zone with my stop loss below, which was somewhere 2.84 risk reward. So I don't take trades without 3 risk reward and above. So I was still patiently waiting for this zone to get mitigated and then move up. But unfortunately, I missed this trade because this was of low probability because of the sweep here. So this POI was a real POI. So if I was to take this trade and then place my stop loss below with my take profit and this opposing supply zone, 2.88 risk reward, this one too will be 3.91. But still, there was a possible chance of mitigating this zone because of that imbalance below. So for a safer side, on the safer side, the correct surplus placement would have been something like this one. Okay. But the trade idea would have been under 3 risk reward. So I didn't take this trade. No, it didn't. I missed that trade. Yeah, I missed that trade. So as you can see, this supply zone caused a reaction to the downside. Okay. So after that reaction to the downside, as you can see, we had a break of structure to the downside here. Okay. So that break of structure to the downside internally, this was the zone that caused the break of structure to the downside. So my point of interest, my take profit was on this supply zone. Okay, because this was a counter trade. So after that trade on GBP USD, after mitigating the supply zone, if you move down to the 5 minutes time frame, you can see on the 5 minutes time frame, we had this break of structure to the upside here. So this whole trade idea happened in the Asia session. So I didn't take this trade. Okay. I don't take trades outside the New York and then London. So this would have been a beautiful trade idea if that was to be in the London or the New York session. Okay. The entire this opposing supply zone. Or better still, you can try to sweep it because the daily and the 4 hour is bullish. So it would have been something like 6.43 risk reward. Okay. So on next week, we'll be waiting for price to break this zone for a break of structure to the upside. And then we'll be waiting for a mitigation on this H4 demand zone and then buy to the upside. Okay. So this will be my trade idea for next week. I'll buy on this zone only if price gives me a pullback, the break for this to be a liquidity. Liquidate it, liquidate that, and then I'll buy it. So if price is to impulse, to give an impulsive break without a pullback, this will be my liquidity. So I'll wait for this to get liquidated, and then on the 1 hour time frame, probably mitigate this zone here on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, and then head up. So this will be the trade idea. Only if you don't have a liquidity in the price leg. Okay, so these are my trade ideas for GBP USD. Okay, so let's go down to gold. So on gold, as you can see, we had a failure string here, then we have another failure string here. Okay, so internally we are bullish, then on the H4 structure we are bullish. So on a daily time frame, we are also bullish on a daily time frame. Okay, so we've had a failure string here, all right, and we have an internal bullish break of structure. So we're having this H4, we're having this H4 zone here, and then another H4 zone here, which are all ideal for a buy. Okay, all right. So on the 1 hour time frame, on the 1 hour time frame, we are bullish on the 1 hour time frame. Okay. So on a 30 minutes time frame, let's see on a 30 minutes time frame. On a 30 minutes time frame, price swept this low, mitigated this 30 minutes supply zone, gave an internal break to the upside. Okay. And then after that internal break to the upside, on the 5 minutes time frame, okay, the 5 minutes time frame, I was waiting for price to give a deeper pullback to mitigate this zone, and then I buy to the upside to break this zone, or target this supply, H1 supply, which will give a reaction to the price. Okay, as it has already given a reaction to the price here. All right, so I was waiting for price to give a deeper pullback to this zone, and then I buy to the upside. So as you can see, price swept this trend line liquidity, mitigated this zone, and then gave a bullish structure to the upside. Okay, so I missed this trade without that pullback. So I missed this trade. The price is currently reacting to that supply zone. These are break of structure to the upside. So breaking this will give a bearish internal structures. All right. So after breaking that zone, we're waiting for this zone to get mitigated. Go down to the 1 minute time frame for a structural shift. And then we take our buy to the upside. All right. So on the safe side, we should wait for price reactions and then see how price moves. Because currently we are kind of stuck in a range. All right. So I don't trade consolidation. So I'll wait for price to give me a clear bias, either up or down. Then I'll know how to trade. So I'll give you updates on every day. So kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you.